Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Tavikes28, and we are live here once again in the Toronto Huskies franchise. And I am very excited to get into this thing because it is the start of a brand new season, year number 4 here in the Toronto Huskies franchise. And I believe truly in my bones that this is our year to turn things around here in Toronto. But before we get into all that, I'm going to check my audio, make sure everything's coming through loud and clear for you guys. And it does sound like it's all good on my side, so hopefully audio's all right for you guys. But like I said, I am absolutely stoked to get into this Toronto Huskies franchise, year number 4 here, as we started off this franchise many moons ago, actually literally years ago when I started this thing, as just a little thought in my head, and it has become something that I absolutely love to check in with every so often, and it's kind of like my little happy place out here. And Madden 20, yes, it's many years old now, 5-6 years old, but I still say it's one of the best Maddens that we've had in quite a while. But anyways, what is the Toronto Huskies franchise for those that are new? It's a sim-based franchise. What I mean by that is I do not play the games. You still see every snap of every single game, but I'm not controlling the team. What does that mean? That means, because I'll be 100% honest, I could go in there and I could beat up on the computer 100-0. All right, that's no fun to watch, right? But this is a team building exercise, so we control everything about the team in terms of players we add through free agency, players we draft, injuries, all sorts of stuff like that. However, when it's game time, it is all out of our hands. So we watch our creation go to work and see what we can get accomplished. And so over the last few years, we started out from a very bottom team. It was an expansion team, so it was all practice squad players when we started, and now we're all the way up to an 84 overall. This is what the lineup looks like for this upcoming season. A lot of familiar faces across this offense and defense from the previous season. However, big news, all right? We have Aaron Jones injured to start this season, meaning the start goes to Travis Etienne in his first ever start, as he has been the kick return man and kick and punt return man in his rookie season last year. And so this season, it is up to him to start week 1 as our starting running back. And the number 2 back, that means, is the rookie LaMarcus Holloway, who we drafted this previous draft here. And we really just drafted him to be, honestly, a possible replacement for Travis Etienne if Etienne doesn't play well. And also, so a lot of implications here in week 1. He is also a much better pass catching back. So maybe that is something that we see him do in this game. But we also have a couple new faces here, including Jerry Jeudy as our number 2 receiver now. We picked him up on a 1-year prove-it deal in the offseason. And if he provides a big enough impact, he will stay here long term. And then defensively, as you see, a lot of familiar names. We brought Big Play Slay back for one more season. And we drafted an individual by the name of Wade Glenn. Very excited about this guy. I think that he could become a special player in this defense, and someone who is a perfect complement to Floyd Ellis, who is our monster defensive tackle and plays pretty much the opposite of Floyd Ellis. Floyd Ellis is a strength, block shedding guy, a monster in the middle, whereas Wade Glenn is more of a finesse guy. He's got a little more speed to him. He is a little more agile, and so you got these two different complementive pieces right here in the middle now. And obviously we brought in Chase Young, you see here, as our longtime veteran Ryan Kerrigan finally retired, meaning we needed a replacement, and why not Chase Young? And the reason we went with Chase Young is because I think we could develop him into something special. He's still only about 24 years old or so, so a lot of time that we could use in terms of development for him. And then obviously we have Micah Parsons, the rookie last year who led us in sacks. Darius Evans, the rookie from 2 seasons ago, who was an absolute monster. And our first ever player who was a non-superstar, coming from a practice squad, 62, 63 overall player, Quincy Williams, one of the best stories in this series, is once again starting for us, but as an off-ball linebacker this time. And we also brought in Earl Thomas, a veteran. And now I understand we have Jalen Thompson, who we did trade for a season or 2 ago. And he played his best season ever for us last year. And so you're probably wondering, why are we replacing him? I just thought maybe Earl Thomas could give us just that little bit of an edge. Excuse me. Sorry about that. A little bit of an edge to push us over and into the playoffs. And like I said, worst case scenario, if he doesn't play well, we already have Jalen Thompson on the team to replace him. So it's not that big of a deal. I figured he was super cheap, like $2 million, and we have plenty of cap space, so why not go get him? So that's what things are looking like here. And special teams, I'll just show it real quick. Not anything has changed there. So here going into week 1, we play the, Las Vegas, or in this game, Oakland Raiders here in week 1. I'll show you their team real quick before we start things off. So the Raiders here, I think this is a good week 1 matchup for us because at the quarterback position, they have Derek Carr, longtime starter out there. They are still rolling with him. And then they have Josh Jacobs, who's their best player right now. Solid guy there. Chuba Hubbard to back him up. They have Hunter Renfrow as their number 1 receiver still. He's started to really progress into a solid player for them. But outside of him, they don't really have much. So I think that's going to be helpful for us. And then they have Darren Waller as their veteran tight end, and they brought in Irv Smith. So we might see some 2 tight end action out here from the Raiders. And then in terms of their offensive line, they have some good players and they have some bad players. They have some solid tackles and a good center in Lindsey Humphreys, but their guards are a little weaker. All right, we can probably go after this young second-year guard here in Calvin Ashley. They have obviously the all-pro Rodney Hudson in the middle at center. And then I think we can really attack David Edwards as well at the guard position. And then you have Trent Brown on the opposite tackle position. And in terms of their defense, their defensive front, I'm not all that impressed with. I mean, they're very veteran-based on this defense, and I think we can take advantage if we're going to be 100% honest. So I'm very excited to see what this team can do. They also brought in Jerome Baker the last season or 2. And like I said, not super impressed with this defense and this team as a whole, so I think we can go ahead and take advantage. But there's a familiar name, Logan Ryan, from the first season or 2 here in the Toronto Huskies franchise. He was our number 1 corner, and now we are facing him with the Las Vegas Raiders. And then they have a second-year safety in Caden Stearns, who we have to keep an eye out on. I think he's a very solid player. And obviously Adrian Amos, the vet, in the backside as well. So that's what we're looking at. Very excited to see how this goes moving into week 1. But without further ado, let's jump into this thing. As you see, we do have the advantage in the overall department, but we have seen that not matter before, so we'll really have to see how things play out. And we have a new head coach, that's right, Anthony Lynn, who we didn't actually sign, so that's interesting, but it is what it is. So here we go. Week 1 is here, and we are in Toronto at the Den, and your Toronto Huskies are playing host to the Las Vegas Raiders. Those are not your commentators. My name is TayVikes28, and I will be commentating here in this Week 1 performance from the Toronto Huskies team, and hopefully commentating a win here in Week 1, as we have a lot of high hopes for this Husky squad going into Week 1. And on the opposite side of things, you have a Raiders team who are kind of in flux right now. They've got a veteran quarterback who is definitely aging here at 32 years old, Derek Carr. He's probably seen the better of his play in the past seasons, so we will have to see if they're trying to really make one last push towards the playoffs, or if this marks the end of the Derek Carr regime out there in Oakland or Las Vegas. I'll be probably switching between the two throughout this commentary. But here we go. We have Week 1. I'm super excited to get into this game. You have Dan Bailey setting up for the opening kickoff, and I cannot wait to see how this plays out. All right, Dan Bailey starts us off with the opening kickoff, and your Toronto Huskies are going to start this thing off with a touchback from Travis Etienne, who is getting the start here in Week 1. As you see, Trevor Nickerson, the third-year quarterback now, had a massive improvement from year 1 to year 2. Great sophomore jump here, and now the third year, we're looking for everything to really settle down and for him to become the player that this Huskies organization thinks that he can be. And here in the opening play for your Toronto Huskies, it is a completion for Trevor Nickerson, 2-yard completion to his veteran tight end now, Travis Kelce. As you see, this Huskies offense looks very familiar from last season with only 1 or 2 new faces, as Jerry Jeudy is the big name on this offense who is new, and that is the second wide receiver now as we get a run here on second down, a couple yards from Travis Etienne, and we'll talk about him next. But Jerry Jeudy was signed in the offseason, as you take a look at this Raiders defense, and a little bit of a lackluster group, if we're being 100% honest. Somewhat a group that I believe this Huskies team can attack up front and in the middle. But anyways, Jerry Jeudy signed a 1-year contract here with Toronto, and I was surprised that he decided to do that, as you see a third down incompletion here from Trevor Nickerson, intending that to be completed to Travis Kelce, I believe. So now it is going to be a 3-and-out to start this Huskies to start this Huskies season here. But anyways, like I said, Jerry Jeudy's an impactful player, hopefully, but it was really a 1-year prove-it deal that they got him on, because they don't really know if he is going to be a big piece to this offense, if he's going to be a big piece to really replace Keontae Bonds, or if it's just going to be a slight upgrade. If it's a slight upgrade, look for them to possibly let him go after this season, but we'll have to wait and see. So here we go. It is 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 17-yard line. Quick throw outside. That is none other than Hunter Renfrow making a couple of men miss. Nice shiftiness from the slot man out there as he gets his first catch for a first down. And now a pump fake and throwing deep, and that is caught for another first down. None other than Hunter Renfrow again. 2 for 2 for Renfrow and 2 first downs. And you see that connection that he has with his quarterback and Derek Carr, and another quick throw outside, and another completion, and another first down. As you see, this Huskies defense, this vaunted defense, is starting to look a little weak here. Maybe they haven't quite got things going. A quick throw, and that is almost intercepted there. And what a play to come down on that. As I mentioned before, there's some new faces on this defense. In the back end, you have veteran players, but I'll talk about them in a minute here. As you see, the offense for the Raiders, you don't see a lot of big name players. You got Josh Jacobs, though, as he gets the carry here on 2nd and 10, and a nice carry up the middle, gain of a couple there, trying to make it a much more manageable 3rd down here. And this defense, as I mentioned, they have a rookie up front in Wade Glenn, and that's going to be a new face. And then in the middle, they have Bobby Okereke, who they signed to be the new middle linebacker, Mike linebacker there. And then in the back end, they have a vet in Earl Thomas coming in. So a little bit of new faces on each level of the defense, and some pressure here up the gut. That is Floyd Ellis, the monster in the middle, with the sack on 3rd down, pushing the Raiders well out of field goal range and making sure they don't get points on the board here, as this defense just took a couple plays to really get into the groove of things. But as I talked about before, I thought those guards could be manipulated in this game, and Floyd Ellis is proving just that, as he takes a huge power rush up the middle through David Edwards, their guard, and gets to Derek Carr, and Carr had nowhere to go. As we have a first sack and a blocked punt here, and it's scooped up by Jaquil Easter, and that is going to be a scoop and score for your Toronto Huskies. And this is how we start our season up here in Toronto. Absolutely amazing play by the special teams unit, as you saw a little bit of a bobble there by the punter, and it was just enough time for, I think that might have been Earl Thomas. I'm not 100% sure there, but regardless, what a play there, as Jaquil Easter, the hard-hitting safety, shows off his wheels there on the scoop and score. And Toronto up 7-0 just like that. And all of a sudden, all the momentum is in Toronto's favor here to start this game. And this is what we need this season. We need a 3-faceted attack: offense, defense, special teams, all congenially working together. And it's something we haven't seen much from this Toronto team over the last couple seasons. It's really been one, like the defense working well or the special teams, and you can't get all three going at once. It's really hard to win football games here in the NFL. As you see, a first down completion here from Derek Carr, as I believe that was David Moore with his first catch on the day. And now Carr in the backfield by himself is throwing over the middle. That is caught. A gain of about 6 on that one. So now it is 2nd and 4, as once again they are not utilizing their best player in Josh Jacobs, which is odd, as they're going again over the middle, but it's working for him. David Moore with another reception there, and that is his 2nd on the day. They've only used Josh Jacobs once so far. Carr continues to just throw, and there's a flag on the play here. It is complete outside for a short gain. And this is going to be a holding on the offense. It is the veteran right tackle, Trent Brown, as he's trying to keep Derek Carr upright. So now it is 1st and 20 at the 38-yard line. Carr stepping back and throwing over the middle. That is Josh Jacobs in the passing game, as he only gets a couple there, making it 2nd and 17. I am thoroughly shocked that we haven't seen more Josh Jacobs in this one. A fake to him and throwing to him out of the backfield, but nowhere to go. Great tackling there from this Toronto defense. And now, once again, it is 3rd and about 16 and a half here, as Josh Jacobs in the backfield, fake to him. Derek Carr going deep downfield. It is caught, and that is good enough for a first down. Huge opportunity missed there by this Toronto team, as that is Parler with his first catch of the season here. And it is a big one. A huge 3rd down conversion, and what an unfortunate situation there, as it looks like they just lost Parler in the mix downfield there. You don't usually see that from this Toronto defense. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Knocking on field goal range is Oakland, and it is going to be a handoff, finally getting Josh Jacobs in this game. And you see why he is one of the best in the NFL, as he gets 9.5 there to start this game off. So now 2nd and inches, And it's going to be a car throw over the middle again, and a big hit, and that is a fumble. We'll have to see if that stands, though. That was a quick call. I believe that was Darren Waller, veteran tight end, who fumbled that one away. As what a monstrous hit there. Number 29, I think that is Earl Thomas. Yes, Earl Thomas making the big impact play, and that is why we signed Earl Thomas. All right, and we'll have to see here, and they do call it a turnover. A fumble from the Raiders and a recovery by this Toronto defense, and a quick throw underneath to start up this offensive drive here from Toronto as it goes for 6 yards. So it officially stands, a big fumble by this Oakland offense and this Toronto defense making plays, and the veteran Earl Thomas making his mark on this season already in the first quarter of the first game. As you see a handoff here up the gut, that is Travis Etienne, the second-year player getting his first ever start here. And we talked about Travis Etienne getting his first start. The reason is because the veteran Aaron Jones, who has really been a mainstay for this offense over the last season or two, ever since he came to Toronto, he is out to start this season, missing the first, I believe, 4 or 5 games of the year. So they are looking at Travis Etienne to be his replacement here. And so far, so good. And a nice throw downfield. That is a completion, pushing the ball downfield to Jerry Jeudy, the new acquisition for this offense. And all of a sudden, all these new pieces are starting to make some sense here for Toronto and making some impacts already in this season. So, you see Jerry Jeudy, that is what he's known for, his route running above all else. And that is what coming out of college, he was vaunted as the best route runner that this game has seen in recent years. So another throw here out of the backfield there is, I believe, CeeDee Lamb, actually, not out of the backfield. But that is his first catch of the season, going for 7 yards. So now 2nd and 3. Here, a quick throw and incomplete. But going back to that first down play, that is CeeDee Lamb's first catch of the season as he led this Toronto offense. 1,000-yard receiver last year as Nickerson on 3rd down, spinning around and finding his man over the middle. That is his number 1 receiver, CeeDee Lamb. And we just said it, he was the 1,000-yard man last year, and we're looking to see another great season from him as he really proved last year why he's the number 1 receiver on this Toronto Huskies team. So now 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line, pushing into the red zone here, hopefully on 1st down, as Nickerson throws outside and overthrowing everyone on that one. Probably not a bad take there, considering it looked like it was in double coverage. So Nickerson, empty backfield here. Quick throw outside, that is complete. And stepping out of bounds at the 16, I believe that is T. Higgins, the number 4 receiver now, as Higgins used to be the 3rd receiver on this depth chart.
Here we go. Set. 30 pace. Let's go.
All right, coming out of the first quarter, it is 3rd and 5 here, throwing deep into the end zone and caught in the corner of the end zone. That is Travis Kelce making his impact on this game now. As what a throw by Trevor Nickerson as he just dotted up this defense and really is starting to believe in his ability. And I love to see it. The pylon cam here showing both feet getting down for Travis Kelce. What a play. And this is what we were missing last year, was that downfield passing game that really just didn't get emphasized enough in this Toronto offense. And I think that that is going to be the deciding factor this season, is will this offense throw the football downfield a little more. And obviously, we are going to have a little bit of a new look offense, considering Anthony Lynn is now the head coach here. So no more John Gruden. He's out. Anthony Lynn is now the head coach, and will that may be a deciding factor here in terms of the play calling, some of the decisions that are made here? We will have to wait and see. But so far, so good in this very young season for the Toronto Huskies. 14-0 to start this one off. All right, now it is a new fresh drive here for Oakland as Derek Carr's under center. He's going to drop back, quick throw over the middle. That is caught, and gaining about 5 or 6 there on that first down reception. It's now 2nd and 4. It's finally handoff once again. Up the gut is Josh Jacobs, and only gaining a couple there. So now it leads to a 3rd and 2. That is Chase Young's first tackle of the season. So now Carr moving around the pocket, throwing outside. That is caught. Darren Waller on the outside there with a nice reception. Wide open as well, as you don't see that very often from this Toronto defense, leaving guys wide open. See Anthony Lynn's a little upset, but it looks like someone was just missed their assignment. Earl Thomas coming up to make the tackle, though. So now in plus territory is this Oakland offense. Derek Carr in the gun here, as it's going to be a handoff, and getting shoved down in the backfield is Josh Jacobs by Micah Parsons, second-year player, the man who led this vaunted defense in sacks, which is quite an accomplishment considering the amount of great pass rushers that this defense has, as last season he was on top of the Mount Rushmore of this defense, though, getting, I believe, 13 and a half sacks last season. So very impressive stuff there from Micah Parsons, and we look for another good season from him here in this one. So now it is 2nd and 13 at the 45-yard line. Carr is under center, and it's going to be another handoff. Josh Jacobs nowhere to really go, gain of a yard on that one. So all of a sudden it is 3rd and 11. Derek Carr in the gun as they're trying to spread it out wide here. As he takes the snap, has plenty of time, throwing outside and eventually complete for the first down. And that is something you don't see much from this Toronto defense, is not getting any pressure, whether it's from the edge rushers or up the guts. Zero pressure there on that play, and that was the deciding factor on that 3rd down. Having plenty of time, and eventually someone will get open no matter how good your defense is if you don't get pressure on a quarterback. So going heavy here on first down. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and getting upfield for a gain of about 5 there, as that is now leading to a 2nd and 5 at the 26-yard line, pushing towards the red zone here. Another handoff, and powering his way forward into the red zone is Josh Jacobs for a first down. 1st and 10 here at the 20-yard line now, as it's going to be another Josh Jacobs carry. That's Chuba Hubbard, actually, the backup running back here for Oakland. Gets his first carry of the game. And another Hubbard carry here, getting a gain of about 2, as it looks like they're letting Josh Jacobs get a little bit of rest here. And he's back in the game here on 3rd and 6, though. 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carr takes the snap and dumps off to none other than Josh Jacobs, and it's good enough for a first down, setting up a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. His 3rd catch of the day, Josh Jacobs, and he's really been a little more utilized in the passing game than I would have expected, as they're finally starting to run the ball a little, though, with him. And you can see it's making an impact because they're finally getting a bit of a drive going on this Toronto defense, as previously they tried throwing it all the time and it just didn't quite work as well. So now 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. You have Derek Carr with a bunch set to the left-hand side, as he's going to step up and go down, as that is a sack for the rookie Wade Glenn coming in his first NFL game and getting his first sack in the NFL. As you see, Glenn was someone who we were very excited to get on this defense, someone I thought could make a big impact, and that is exactly what he's doing here in his first game with a sack before halftime. It's now 2nd and goal at the 13-yard line as Derek Carr takes this snap and a quick throw that is out of the backfield, none other than Chuba Hubbard making a reception, getting up inside the 10 to the 7 as he had only one blocker out there, unfortunately. If he would have had a couple more, that could have gone for a touchdown, as Jaquil Easter was able to get out there to make the tackle. But I think that was just unfortunate that those offensive linemen couldn't really get out of there to get in front of Chuba Hubbard, because that could have been a touchdown. So instead it is 3rd and goal at the 7. Derek Carr takes the snap, throws over the middle, that is caught, and diving into the end zone is Hunter Renfrow with his first touchdown of this season, as that is going to be a big play for Oakland to try and keep themselves in this game. As you see there, wide open over the middle, pretty much finding the hole in the zone right there, as Hunter Renfrow, the veteran, getting in there, finding that opening, and just sitting there waiting for his quarterback to see him. And it was perfectly played for Oakland, and perfectly finding a 14-play, 65-yard drive here for a touchdown. Taking about 6.5 minutes, and perfect from Derek Carr on that drive. No incompletions, and that is the Derek Carr that the Oakland Raiders remember from many seasons ago. And here we go. We get a return here from Travis Etienne up past the 25 to the 30, and that is where Toronto will be taking over. So let's see if Trevor Nickerson and this offense can continue their success from the previous drive, as they were able to go all the way down the field and find the end zone. So now Nickerson takes the snap, fakes to the running back, and moving around in the pocket, throwing deep down the middle, and almost intercepted there as he overthrows his intended target. So now 2nd and 10 here, under center now at the 30-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff to Travis Etienne, making a move, making another, and trying to power his way forward for a gain of about 5 there, or 4.5. So now 3rd and 6 at the 35-yard line. Nickerson in the gun. He's going to take this snap. Quick throw outside that is caught. And I believe that is Jerry Jeudy, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't recognize that number, 81, because, well, we didn't have that number out on the football field last season, as that is the new acquisition, Jerry Jeudy, with his 2nd reception and his 2nd first down. So we like those types of completions. First down completions, always good. Or excuse me, completions for first downs, I should say. So now Toronto setting themselves up near midfield at the 48-yard line. Just over 3 minutes to go, and it's going to be a handoff to Travis Etienne, and you can see Etienne's speed on show there with that nice run up the gut. Gain of about 12 yards there as he just flew through that defense. And that's one of those things that we haven't gotten to see much from Etienne, seeing that he hasn't gotten to start, but I'm super excited for the first time we get to see him break off a big one with that speed. And here's a play up the gut and another good run from LaMarcus Holloway this time, the rookie, his 2nd rush on the day. As you see, nice play there by the rookie, showing off his ability to find some open space in that defense. So now they are all of a sudden in field goal range at the 28-yard line, as Nickerson hasn't really been needing to do a whole lot here, as they're sending a man out wide, though. So now it's empty backfield for Nickerson. Under pressure, quick throw, as he recognized the pressure, got the ball out of his hands quickly, and got about 6 yards. That's what we like to see from Trevor Nickerson. We want to see him recognize the pressure, get the ball out of his hands quickly, find some yardage, and just move on to the next play. So now it is 2nd and 4 at the 2-minute warning here as Nickerson takes this snap, throws over the middle, another completion, and that one should go for a first down, as I believe that was LaMarcus Holloway with his first catch. So now 1st and 10 outside and incomplete, as that was a contested catch for Travis Kelce there. Corey Littleton coming up and making a tackle. So now it is 2nd and 10. Nickerson takes this snap, throws over the middle. That is incomplete, as it looks like Jerry Jeudy's looking for a flag, unable to get it though. So now it is 3rd and 10 at the 18-yard line. Big play here for Nickerson, throwing over the middle. That is caught once again. 2nd touchdown for Travis Kelce, as he is wide open in the middle, as Nickerson does not hesitate, flying that ball in there to his tight end. And as you see there, this offense just seems to have found their rhythm in this game, and they just cannot be denied, as they are now up, pending the extra point, 21-7. And this is the type of offense that I knew this Toronto team was capable of. They just needed a little bit of tweaking here, and it looks like Anthony Lynn is getting the most out of this offense, and it's something that we have been waiting to see for years now in Toronto, and it is great to see. So we get a touchback here from Oakland. That's going to set them up with a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 1:26 to go. We will have to see what this Oakland team does. Derek Carr with an opportunity to lead a touchdown drive here before halftime to make it a one-score game. Let's see if he can do it. As Carr starts off, taking this snap, quick throw over the middle. That is complete to Hunter Renfrow, as they're going no huddle here. 2nd and 5, 1:05 to go. Carr takes this one, throws outside. That is caught. What a play! That is an amazing catch there by, once again, Hunter Renfrow, really making an impact on this game. And now 1st and 10 at the 43, as Carr under pressure, he completes it over the middle. That is Darren Waller with the completion. And they take their 2nd timeout here, as Oakland now 1 timeout, 53 seconds to go at the 37. He throws a quick one over the middle. That is none other than Josh Jacobs with his catch, I believe his 4th catch on the day. So now it is 2nd and 5 at the 32. Clock running. Carr under pressure, and he goes down. That is Micah Parsons with the sack there, as that is a big one because it pushes them out there on the verge of field goal range. It's now 3rd and 14 at the 41-yard line, 20 seconds to go. No timeouts, as Derek Carr throws over the middle, and that is a powerful run by Josh Jacobs over the defender, but unable to get the first down as Big Play Slay stood in his way just well enough. And I think the clock is still running, meaning I don't think Oakland's going to be able to get any points on the board. We will have to wait and see here. Only about 5 seconds left on the clock. And no, they do not get the snap off, so that is a huge play from this Toronto defense. Huge drive, really, by them to just keep them out of field goal range. That Micah Parsons sack was huge to make sure that there's no points out there. But let's take a look around the league here at halftime, see what's going on. Traveling down to Houston, where Tennessee travels to town, and you see Deshaun Watson looking great down there for Houston. Trey Lance looking okay, and it's a tight game, 7-7 in that divisional matchup. Now we go up to Detroit, where the Eagles have come to town, and Carson Wentz is struggling, and Drew Lock and this Lions team is putting on a show. 2 touchdowns in the first half, 21-3 out there. Shocking the Philadelphia Eagles. And now down there in Indianapolis, the Ravens came to town, and they absolutely put a whooping on this Colts team, who made an interesting decision after winning the Super Bowl last year. They replaced their young quarterback, Jordan Love, with the veteran Cam Newton, and it looks like it didn't pay off there in week one as they take an L to open up this new season here. So maybe that means that Toronto has an opportunity to make up some ground here to start the season and jump out to an early lead over the Indianapolis Colts. So now Derek Carr and company come out onto the football field to open up this second half as Oakland is down 7-21 here, but they do have a chance to really dive into this lead and hopefully cut it in half if you're an Oakland fan. As you see a nice run there on first down by Josh Jacobs. Earl Thomas coming up to make the tackle. So that is a first down run as well. Gain of about 11 yards or so there for Josh Jacobs. And if you are a Toronto fan, you are loving this start for your Huskies. Defensively, they've been playing pretty solid, but we always can expect a good defense from this Toronto team. Whereas in terms of the offense, they finally figured it out as a nice run there from Josh Jacobs, getting all the way out to the 48-yard line. Very impressive run there, breaking through some tackles, spinning off of players, and almost getting to midfield before Floyd Ellis comes from behind and gets him. But as I was saying, though, this Toronto offense has shown flashes in the past, but really have not been able to put things together. The first year of Trevor Nickerson's career, it was a little bit rocky. He didn't have the playmakers out there. The team was very young, and he was very young, making some rookie mistakes. Negative touchdown interception ratio. And then last season, in his second year, he really made a jump. Positive touchdown interception ratio. This offense started to click a little more, but it just seemed like they were missing something as they would get drives going and then just seemed to stall out and just couldn't really finish them off. And so we are finally seeing that not be the case here, as Toronto has been able to finish off both offensive drives that they had for touchdowns there. And it is nice to see. Usually those may have ended up in field goals, but instead there's 14 points on the board instead of 6. And a big play there on the outside, knocking down the football, is, I believe, Marshawn Lattimore. And so now that sets up a 3rd and 5 here at the 34-yard line. And it is a quick throw over the middle that is caught by Darren Waller going into the red zone down at the 17. His 5th catch on the day. As they've really utilized Darren Waller in various ways in this offense so far here. They put him outside. They've had him play up the middle in the seams. And he's really a versatile tight end, athletic enough to play anywhere that you put him. And they are really taking advantage of that in this game. So now 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Carr under center, putting a man in motion from right to left, as he's going to take this one. A quick throw over the middle that is dropped, actually. Thought it was caught, but that is going to be a drop. And only Derek Carr's 3rd incompletion on the day. So now it is 2nd and 10 at the 17. And he's going to drop back and throw outside and off of his intended target's hands there and chest. As that is going to be another drop. 2 straight drops for this Oakland team. 3rd and 10 now. Carr is he shaken as he throws deep down the middle, and that is incomplete. Getting a hand on it there was Marshawn Lattimore. As you see, it looked almost like Derek Carr kind of hesitated there on that throw, maybe due to the fact that both of the last 2 throws he made were drops by his intended targets, as it looked like he just didn't quite trust it this time. And you can see, trust is a big factor for NFL quarterbacks. If they can't trust their intended targets, how can you expect them to make good throws? And you see there a field goal instead of a touchdown on the board for Oakland. So now that is a 10-21 score on the board, as you have the Toronto Huskies up by 11 still. And here's the first kickoff to Toronto in the second half as they get a nice run here, getting out past the 25 to the 29. And that is where Travis Etienne gets this offense to start. So Nickerson having a solid start to his day. A couple incompletions here and there, but overall, very clean day from this Toronto offense. So now 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Under center is Nickerson as he's going to hand it off to the new running back. Well, not new, I should say, but first-time starter Travis Etienne with a gain of no yardage there. And another handoff, Etienne trying to power his way forward. Gain of about 2, and that is not really Etienne's game. He's a quick guy. You want to get him out in space, and so now it is 3rd and 8 here at the 31-yard line. Nickerson throwing over the middle. That is incomplete, as unable to get that one is Keontae Bonds, the 3rd receiver now out there. His first target on the day, and it was going to be a tough catch. And a solid throw there despite the situation, as that was pretty much put exactly where Nickerson needed to put it. Bonds just trying to make a twisting grab in the air, unable to complete that pass. So now it is a 3 and out for Toronto. We don't want to see too many of those. And a booming punt from Matt Hack goes into the end zone for a touchback. So now Oakland has a chance to cut further into this lead here. As you see, Josh Jacobs finally getting rolling here in the second half. He was really shut down in the first half. And they are going to go to him here on first down and powering his way forward for a gain of 5. And that's what I like about Josh Jacobs. He always falls forward. He's got such powerful just legs, and the way he churns them forward constantly, never falling backwards. As you see, Josh Jacobs getting another 4 there on second down. So now it is 3rd and 1 at the 29-yard line. And Carr elects to throw this one quick outside. That is complete. And that'll be a first down there, as Kelvin Harmon, I believe, has his 2nd or 3rd grab on the day. And it is lucky that Carr got that ball out when he did, because if he would have waited another second, I don't think that pass would have been completed. So now 1st and 10 at the 37. Carr takes a snap, throws outside. That is caught for a first down at the 49-yard line. Again, Harmon. Back-to-back catches here, his 5th catch on the day. And now it's going to be handoff, and getting stuffed in the backfield is Josh Jacobs as the veteran. Big play Slay making a tackle in the backfield, as Slay really had a down season last year compared to previous years here in Toronto. So it was nice to see him, though, come back. And we were unsure if he was going to get re-signed this offseason, but he was able to come back on a 1-year contract. One more season of Big Play Slay out here in Toronto. Let's hopefully it is a good one, and his best season, we hope, as it is going to be a run for no yardage here from Josh Jacobs as Floyd Ellis blows that play up. It's now 3rd and 12 at the 47-yard line. They're going 4 wide here is Oakland. And they're going to try and set up a screen pass. It is complete, and some blockers out in front, but unable to get north is Chuba Hubbard, going all the way up to about the 43, leaving a 4th and short here. 4th and 2. 2 yards short, as if he would have just pushed all the way up instead of trying to get cute with it, I think he would have had the first down. Heck of a call there by Oakland on 3rd down, and what should have been a 3rd down conversion there ends up with a punt here from Oakland instead, as it is a pretty bad one coming off the side of the punter's foot there, going out of bounds at the 21-yard line. A little bit of a shank there from Oakland's punter. Definitely no Shane Leckler, that's for sure. It's now 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. Nickerson takes this first down snap, throws outside. That is complete to Jerry Jeudy, his 3rd catch on the day, and another first down. He is Mr. First Down, it seems like. And if he continues to do that, he is definitely going to be getting another contract from this team, as you see Holloway getting a carry here, gain of about 2 yards there. So now 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line. And it's going to be a fake to the running back. Quick throw over the middle. That is complete. And it looks like the defender was all sorts of discombobulated as CeeDee Lamb makes the reception over the middle. That is his 4th catch on the day. And it's going to be a fake outside. And instead, it is Etienne up the gut for a gain of about 6 or 7 there. It should be 8 yards there on first down. Nice run, setting up a 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line in I formation here. And it's going to be another handoff and another nice run up the gut. This time, though, it is Tay Myers, the power back, getting in. So another rookie that this Toronto organization drafted this offseason. So now 1st and 10, another handoff. This time it is Etienne up the gut. Gain of only about a yard. Looks like they like something that they see, so they're going hurry up here. 2nd and 9. A quick throw outside that is caught, but nowhere to go, as CeeDee Lamb had about 3 defenders all over him as he caught that football. And that is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. And starting the 4th, it is a 21-10 lead for Toronto. But a 3rd and 9 here at the 36-yard line. Bunch set to the right for Nickerson as he takes this one, throws deep down the middle, and that is incomplete. He had Travis Kelce, a nice touch pass there, but getting hit as he's in the air is Kelce, and that is going to be incomplete. Nice attempt there from Nickerson and Kelce, but unfortunately just not enough time for him to get down. So now they are going with a long field goal here from Josh Lambo. And it is going to be up and just short, and that is a heartbreaker as Toronto now sets Oakland up with great field position here at the 43-yard line. As you see there, just a little bit short. Looks like the wind had a bit of an effect on that one, and Anthony Lynn a little disappointed. He knew Josh Lambo had a great leg, but unfortunately it just wasn't quite good enough to get that one in. So now 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line is Oakland, where they're starting out, and Derek Carr takes this snap. Plenty of time, and time eventually runs out, though, as he gets hit when he goes to throw that one away. That was Floyd Ellis with the pressure. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 43. Carr takes this one and moving around in the pocket, feeling a little jittery. Another throwaway there as Carr again gets hit as he throws the football away. The pressure is getting home this time, as I believe it is Micah Parsons with the pressure. So now it's 3rd and 10, and it is Parsons again with the pressure. And this time it was complete outside to Darren Waller, but again, 3 straight throws where Derek Carr has been hit. And that was only a gain of 5 yards, so now it is probably going to be a 3 and out for this Oakland team. As you see Carr on the turf once again here. And they're going for it. Wow. All right, going for it at the 47-yard line. Derek Carr takes this snap and throws over the middle and dropped. Another drop, and this time it is Darren Waller, the veteran, dropping the football, and Derek Carr cannot believe it. He said, I finally have enough time, and I get the ball out quick, find my target, and he drops it. As you see, this Oakland team is just so disappointed on the sideline. Nickerson and company come back out, though, with a new chance at life here. chance to extend this lead, and great field position at the 47-yard line, already in Oakland territory. And it's going to be handoff up the gut, and that is LaMarcus Holloway with nowhere to go, losing a yard on that one. All right, just inside 10 minutes to go in this game. It is 2nd and 11 for this offense as the Huskies elect to run this one up the gut, and getting out to the 45 is Travis Etienne. Gain of about 4 yards there. So now it is 3rd and 7. Nickerson in the gun. He takes this one, throws deep over the middle. That is caught by Travis Kelce as he gets a little redemption after that last incomplete pass to Travis Kelce, where he had it in his hands but couldn't come down with it. This time he gets it. And what an aggressive play there by Trevor Nickerson and Travis Kelce there. Just pretty much saying, I have you one-on-one and I'm taking it. As Kelce just proves he is the bigger and better player. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line, well in field goal range, as it's going to be a quick throw over the middle here and complete, but Jerry Jeudy going backwards there. Ends up with a gain of 4. First completion that was not a first down for Jerry Jeudy, fun fact. And a quick throw outside. Actually, it's a fake, and up the gut and powering his way forward is Travis Etienne inside the 5, down to the 4. As he now has over 50 yards on the day. And you like to see that from our young running back. Maybe a sign of the future here. So now, though, it is 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. What will this offense do? They're spreading it out wide, and they're electing to go for a screen pass here, but throwing it in the dirt is Trevor Nickerson, not liking what he sees. So now it is 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line. And he's electing to hand this one off, and that is Travis Etienne. I keep calling him Trevor. My goodness. That's his brother. Travis Etienne getting in, diving into the end zone there, showing off the speed to get around the corner, and getting there. Look at that. A nice scene to see. Toronto diving in for a touchdown, making it 28-10 pending this extra point. And that is exactly what happens here as Toronto takes an 18-point lead with 7.5 to go in this game. And I really liked what Trevor Nickerson did there on the play before the touchdown when he threw it in the dirt. That is a play, that is a veteran type of play. You don't like what you see, and so you just throw it in the dirt and live to fight another down, rather than trying to play hero ball. And that is something that Nickerson probably would have done as a rookie, was try and play hero ball and end up either completing the pass for negative yardage or ending up throwing some sort of interception or fumbling the football or something like that. And so instead, it ends up as an incompletion and a touchdown on the next play. So now 1st and 10 here. It is a completed pass outside to Darren Waller. Gain of 7 there. As they're trying to hurry things up here is Oakland. Time is running out on them, so now it is 2nd and 3. Quick throw outside, that is complete up to the 44-yard line. That is Harmon once again. His 6th catch of the day. It's now 1st and 10 here as Carr steps up, throws outside. That is complete. Short gain there by Darren Waller, though. Gain of only about 3. They need to really pick up the pace here. 6 minutes to go in this game, down 18. 2nd and 7, and throwing outside. That is complete. As that is Oh, excuse me, David Moore. I almost said DJ Moore. That is David Moore with the catch there outside. Haven't heard his name in a while, but that marks a 300-yard passing day from Derek Carr, but you wouldn't know it looking at the scoreboard as they are down big. So now going empty backfield here, 5.5 to go in this game. Carr taking this snap, throwing over the middle. That is complete to Josh Jacobs, pushing his way up to the 23-yard line now, nearing the red zone and in field goal range is this Oakland team, but they need much more than just a field goal if they want to stay in this game. As I mentioned before, time is just running out on this Oakland offense as they need to get 3 scores in only about 5 minutes. So now it is 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line, going 4 wide here as Carr takes a snap and trying to set up a screen pass, and they do that. Getting plenty of yardage on the outside is Josh Jacobs, getting inside the 10 to the 8 and eventually going down. His 7th catch on the day. Josh Jacobs really proving that he can be an asset in the passing game in this one. As you see there, big play, setting up a 1st and goal, but they're going to need to get some really big plays and quick touchdown here. 4.5 to go. Carr under center. Bunch set to the left-hand side. He takes this snap. He throws over the middle. That is caught, and pushing his way in is not Darren Waller. I believe that might be Irv Smith, possibly. Yes, Irv Smith, the new signing from Oakland who they brought in, makes an impact on his first catch, finding the end zone, actually. So that is going to put up 7 points for the Oakland Raiders here, putting them down by only 11 pending this extra point. And that is big because 11 points is enough to make it a field goal touchdown 2-point conversion game. Not saying that it's very likely, but Oakland is still in this one. So now about 4.5 to just inside 4.5 minutes to go. We'll have to see what Oakland does. It looks like they're electing to just kick this one deep. And a return here by Travis Etienne out past the 20 to the 24. And that is where this Toronto team will set up. As you see, Trevor Nickerson having a pretty clean game so far in this one. It is now 1st and 10 at the 24, though. Nickerson is under center, and a handoff here as he is going to be Travis Etienne gaining a couple up to the 27-yard line. Going back under center again, and another handoff as Etienne tries to kick this outside and pushing his way past the 30 to the 32. Nice run there, setting up a 3rd and 3, just inside 3.5 minutes to go here. As it looks like it was almost a offsides penalty, but a fumble here, as that is going to be a fumble and recovered by Oakland. And I believe that was Tay Myers, the rookie, getting kind of jumbled up in traffic and trying to push his way forward and not securing the football as Myers fumbling it there. I believe that was Corey Littleton with the forced fumble. And all of a sudden, Derek Carr, sitting at 350 yards on the day, has an opportunity to cut back into this lead, down by 11. Carr, high snap, handoff here, though, to Josh Jacobs, getting up to the 25, gain of 5 yards there. So now it is 2nd and 5 at the 25, just inside 3 minutes to go. Carr takes the snap, throws over the middle. That is caught, and a big hit, but unfortunately not big enough as David Moore gets the reception there for a 1st down. Just outside 2 minutes to go. Carr continuing to try and hurry this offense up, and another screen pass and another good play by Oakland, but a great tackle in the open field by Richie Branch. on the bigger player, but it did not matter, tackling him inbounds and forcing them to get to the 2-minute warning here. It's now 2nd and 5 at the 12-yard line. Bunch set outside here as Carr's going to take this one. Handoff up the gut. That is Josh Jacobs powering his way forward for a touchdown, as that is going to be a huge play. And all of a sudden, we have ourselves a game here as Oakland is trying to mount a comeback, being down 28-10 at one point. And all of a sudden, they are right back in this thing, as they're probably going to go for 2 here. Yes, they are, spreading it out 4 wide here. 2-point conversion. Carr in the gun, as he's going to take this snap and throw over the middle. That is caught for the 2-point conversion, and we have a field goal game here, as that was Kelvin Harmon with the reception. And just like that, all of a sudden, Oakland has come back, as the Huskies just are stunned right now. The question is, what will they do? They elect to kick it deep here, needing a field goal, as Travis Etienne takes the kneel down, setting him up at the 25-yard line. Now Toronto, they just need a couple of first downs to end this thing. Let's see if they can get it. They're going jumbo set here. Under center is Nickerson. It's going to be handoff. Travis Etienne protecting that football, getting up to the 28-yard line. Gain of 3 there on first down. And a timeout by Oakland. Hit their first timeout. It's now 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line. Going I formation here, as Nickerson hands off once again, stumbling his way forward. Gain of only a couple there is the running back. Now 3rd and 5 after another timeout here. Going I formation once again. And it's going to be another handoff, and getting his way upfield, that is none other than, I believe that was Tay Myers with the redemption, getting the first down and forcing the final timeout by Oakland. Minute 43 to go. 1 first down will end this thing. And it's going to be another handoff, and powering his way forward is Travis Etienne, as I believe that was Tay Myers on the last play. So now it is 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line. Minute to go in this game. And another handoff here. Another good run up the gut. Etienne goes for 5 on that one. And now they're setting themselves up in victory formation on 3rd down. And that is exactly what happens. A nice kneel down by Nickerson, and that should end things, as Toronto narrowly escapes this Oakland comeback, as the Huskies win this one 28-25, as they just had to make sure you were on your toes. But hey, a win is a win, as you see a 15-point fourth quarter by the Oakland Raiders to try and make this a game after all. But the Huskies' lead was just a little bit too much. As you see, Raiders had one heck of a passing day, over 300 yards. But at the end of the day, the Huskies did what they needed to get this victory. As you see there, Nickerson actually played, in my personal opinion, a pretty solid game. I thought he was very good. Etienne proved that he is a viable starting running back, so that is nice to see as well. Jerry Jeudy made a big impact. He actually had more yards than CeeDee Lamb. So pretty good day overall. 2 touchdowns for Travis Kelce. Really nice day for this offense. They did sputter towards the end there, but you know what? A win is a win, so we will take it. So Adam Ritter here, looks like he starting left tackle, gets an upgrade, and we'll go ahead and continue to upgrade his power ability. Actually, what we'll do is agility, or excuse me, agile upgrade here, making him into a scheme fit. And also gaining an ability slot, he is a secure protector. Nice to see there. So, oh, we have a media question here. This ought to be entertaining. All right, many folks, including yourself, thought this team would perform better last season, but things did not come together. How do you avoid that again this season? Well, from start to finish, the coaching has to be consistent. Leadership starts at the top, and that means the staff has to stay on point. Players in the locker room need to stay focused on the goals. As a playoff team, they need to show that every week. We start by forgetting last season. This is a different team, and it's a team that knows we can't miss the playoffs again. You know what? I think this coaching has to be consistent. That was a big thing last season. It felt like the offensive coaching just wasn't quite there. So I'm going to say from start to finish, the coaching has to be consistent. Leadership starts at the top, and that means the staff has to stay on point. All right. So now, all of a sudden, your Huskies start out 1-0 in this brand new season. We're going to go ahead and advance this thing to week number 2, see what the standings look like, and exactly how things panned out. We'll go ahead and do these upgrades as well, as Darius Evans gets an upgrade coming out of that game. And we're just going to continue to make him a block shedding machine so he can both play on the line and obviously in the second level. And Houston Northern actually gets an upgrade here. We're going to make him into as close as we can to a run support safety. I feel like that's something that I really think he could become, because he's already a solid coverage guy. So if we can increase his run support ability, all of a sudden he could become a serious threat in the secondary. But anyways, your Huskies are sitting tied at the top of the leaderboard here as the Titans came back to beat the Texans. And all of a sudden, it is a 1-0 start for your Huskies. And in the South, you see, nice situation there as all of a sudden they have a win and are already ahead of the Indianapolis Colts, who are sitting in dead last in the division here, as it looks like the change of quarterback may not have been the greatest decision for this Colts organization, but we will have to wait and see if that is the case. But until next time, my name is TayVikes28. We will be playing the Carolina Panthers in week number 2 of this upcoming season, a second home game for your Toronto Huskies to start off the season. Nice to see some home games at the start, but until then, like I said, my name is TayVikes28. I thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.